Hello from the White House. President Trump with no public events for Tuesday, and we'll hear about Capitol Hill in a moment. First thing, though, on Tuesday morning, Pope Leo took what could easily be digested as a new swipe at the president. Leo tweeted, "God's heart is torn apart by wars, violence, injustice, and lies. But our Father's heart is not with the wicked or the arrogant or proud." End quote. Mr. Trump, by the way, said Monday the artistic work he posted on Truth Social did not show him as Christ-like, but rather his glowing form with beams of pure light coming out of his hands was actually to credit him for being like a doctor. The fact that the post came amid the Pope's criticism of the war just juices up the fact that Mr. Trump and the pontiff don't like each other. It's a break that only really showed up with the military campaign and death that have been brought to Iran and other parts of the Middle East, seemingly over oil. As for the conflict, the wheels are slowly turning on Capitol Hill. The president is still within the time limit for carrying out military action before needing congressional approval to continue. Both parties had their usual Tuesday luncheons with their leaders speaking to the media.
President Trump has repeatedly threatened civilian infrastructure. Last week he said that if his demands weren't met, an entire civilization would die. Are those kinds of threats from the president something you're comfortable with?
I think what you got to, again, look at what the president is doing. And I think right now he's trying to open up the Strait of Hormuz, which I think we are all supportive of, and the efforts that are being made there to further isolate the Iranian regime and their economy, which is an energy-dependent economy. Hopefully will have the desired effect, and we'll get the strait open again, and that's sort of their last resort. I mean, the military effort here has been extraordinarily successful. This is the sort of the last dying gasp of this regime, is to try and shut down the strait, and the administration is making an effort to ensure that it's open, that there can be traffic in and out of there, and hopefully that'll be successful and we can begin to see this thing wind down.
What a colossal failure. What a colossal failure. And yet, despite all of that, 45 days, Congress has done nothing. Nothing. They're putting their heads in the sand with this awful war that's hurting America, hurting the American people, hurting the world economy. No hearings, no oversight, no accountability.
The president has wanted to avoid the need for some kind of war powers resolution, and that's why there were discussions led by the vice president and aides over the weekend in Pakistan that broke off after, according to the American team, Iran refused to rule out ever trying to get a nuclear weapon. Otherwise, things were swell as the Strait of Hormuz is kind of open, with the U.S. Navy allowing a handful of ships to traverse the strait, though getting back to the point of lowering world oil prices is sometime quite off. The Speaker of Iran's parliament says Americans may long for the days of gasoline prices as they are now, which is, of course, way higher than before the start of the war. With ear on the White House, I'm Bob Costantini.